So hello once again. Thanks for joining us out on the Admiralty House Minecraft Twitch stream. Today we're going to be trying to work on the towers that were at Admiralty House. I will give you a brief overview of Admiralty House first, though, if you've never heard of us before. We're a small museum in Mount Pearl. What you can see on the screen right now is the building that the museum is in currently, but this is what the historic structure was more like. So originally, this was the HM wireless station, which was a top secret communications base during the First World War. Naval reservists lived here, operated it, among other people. It later became a farm. It was NL housing for a little while. But today what we're focusing on are the big giant towers that were on the site. So they were big giant towers, and they were used for the communication and for the top secret messages. They were really huge, but you couldn't see them from the sea, but we were still close to the sea. There's lots of good reasons for all of this. Anyway, Tim, do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. I absolutely can. So the towers, we know for a fact, were about 305 feet tall. So I tried wrapping my little tiny born and raised in Newfoundland brain around how tall 305 feet is. So what I did was I basically looked up other tall buildings in Newfoundland to try and get something to compare it to, and realized there's nothing in Newfoundland even close to that tall right now. The tallest building at the time was actually St. Patrick's Church, if you've seen it in downtown St. John's, which is about 197 feet tall, and now the current tallest building is Confederation Building, which is about 210, which is 2/3 of the height. So that kind of just blows my mind a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were almost as tall as the Statue of Liberty, from what we know. There's still one piece on the Admiralty House grounds. One small segment of the big giant towers, and that's what we're going to work towards today. If you're in the stream here now, you can see how high up it was. Like, there's a brick up in the sky. If Tyler can get up to it. And that is sort of how tall they were. So it's they were very, very tall, and there were 3 of them. So we're not only recreating these, we're also figuring out where they all were on the site. And I guess we'll probably get started with that. So what we did to sort of figure this out was we used photos, historic photos, to figure out where they were. If you go on our social media, you can see lots of photos of the site, lots of photos of the HM wireless station, and you can see how tall the towers were. And it just, like, it doesn't really... you can't really fathom it from the photos, but when a lot of the photos were taken really up high, and when I first started at Admiralty House, I thought they were all like aerial photos, like photos taken from planes, but they were not. The guys who were working at the station were climbing up the towers and taking photos as high as we were just now on the stream, now coming back down. But yeah, so it was pretty high up. I would never dream of climbing up that high. I guess somebody had to build it, so yeah. Will we start figuring out where the towers were?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. Let's do it.
Let's see. Does anyone have any idea of where to start?
Yeah, so I think one of them would have been, and this is from the grounds, one of them would have been from our website. The photo from our website, that's an area. It looks like an area. If you go to AdmiraltyMuseum.com, you can see one of the photos. I think it's actually sort of close to where the dog is, but a little bit further over. So, like, see where I'm going?
Okay.
Around here somewhere, I think. This makes sense from the photo.
Cool.
And then I think there was another one back this way. I can just place blocks where they were, or pieces of carpet, because that's what I have in my hand, and I am really bad at this.
I think I might have the second location roughly figured out.
Okay, cool.
hard-
Let's see.
The hard thing that I'm discovering with this project so far is that, one of the things about top secret military bases is that they didn't exactly document and publish how everything was built. um,
They absolutely did
um,
not.
but
so
sorry.
before we get too far, why don't we introduce ourselves as well? Because we haven't done that yet. So I will start. I'm Elsa. I'm the museum manager at Admiralty House. And we're streaming on Twitch these days. Tim.
Sure. So my name's Tim. I'm a research assistant / events coordinator / whatever random general jobs need to be done sometimes. Yeah, that's what I do.
Cool. Tyler.
I am Tyler. I am a part-timer at the museum, and I also kind of do just about anything that needs to be done. Right now, I'm mostly specializing in streaming and getting that stuff set up, but as you can tell by our technical difficulties earlier, I'm still getting the hang of it.
This is only your second time. It's okay. Juliana.
I'm Juliana. I'm the new collections manager at Admiralty House, and I'm currently working on a 3D walkthrough of the museum so that people can visit it while we're shut down. And I'm also doing some preparation for the punk exhibit that's going to be happening in the summer.
Wicked. Cool. So that's everybody who's here. Yeah, so we are shut down at the moment. So that's why we figured we would do this. So if the towers were so tall, does anybody want to talk about why the location was chosen for this site? Perhaps I can do it if nobody else wants to.
I did it last time, so I feel obligated to let someone else try.
I can do it. This is not a test. I'm not testing any of the staff right now. So the reason why this structure was built in Mount Pearl, when it was built, Mount Pearl was more of cabin country, I would say. Farming cabins, very small, not heavily populated, not like it is today, not with the gorgeous snow clearing that they do. So there wasn't a whole lot going on in that area at the time. And they built this out in Mount Pearl because the elevation is the same height as Signal Hill. It's close enough to the ocean, but it's also far enough that, it wouldn't be seen from the sea if there were ships or anything coming by. And you can sort of imagine, like from the museum, I can't see the harbor in St. John's, which makes sense. I'm also not up on a giant tower, but you shouldn't have been able to see the towers from the sea when that was happening. Anyway, so yeah, Mount Pearl is cool. If anybody in the chat wants to ask us questions, please ask questions too, if you would like. The piece of the tower that we have on the grounds, which you could go see today if you wanted to, you could just totally turn up because there's a piece of the tower outside at the museum. It's a big red hunk of tower. So it's hard to miss. It's in between the museum and the annex, which is the building right next door to the museum. Wow, those are high up.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah, so you can't miss them, but if you do want to get an idea for how big a tower segment was, it's there. I recommend social distancing at the museum. We recommend one tower segment apart when we're open. But yeah, that's something you can go see right now on the grounds with us not being open, which is fun.
I love seeing the tower segment in person because it really just gives you a feel for just how actually large the pieces were. Like, we
It
have all these photos, and I'm probably gonna stick up a couple of the old photos tomorrow just so people can look at them. But like, you see how many segments there are, and you don't realize just how big they are.
Yeah. Yeah, they're huge. I think it's probably more than what physical distancing should be, honestly.
Can never be too
uh,
careful.
so we got 2 towers almost, hey?
Yeah, looks like it.
Whoa. So have we figured out where the third one is yet from what we had in our photos?
Not yet. It's an adventure.
Man, it's like past the clouds. Could you imagine being somebody and being like, yeah, today I'm gonna climb up there with my camera
Yeah, no thanks.
and take photos?
And it wasn't like a little tiny smartphone camera, like, it probably historically would have been significantly larger. Like, they
Yeah.
would have had to strap it on their back, I'm guessing.
Don't mind me, just climbing the tower.
There
As
you
one
go.
does.
Yeah, this is reenactment now too. This is LARPing, sort of. Well, it's not live action. Well, I guess it's live on Twitch, but it's not physically live. I would never. We don't have the towers are no longer up at Admiralty House, but I would never ask any of the staff that works there to climb up them
Good, I have
ever.
crippling fear of heights.
um. So eventually the towers were taken down, obviously, and there is a very funny story. Well, not funny. It's almost tragic story. I'm sorry, everybody. Almost tragic story about the towers being taken down. So it was sent out that the towers were being taken down. They told the community there were farms around the area, and they decided to take one down early. And a person was almost killed. There was like a poor farmer just like doing his thing, and the tower started coming down. And you can imagine, like, if this falls down, that falls a long way. What is 305 feet in meters?
It's almost 93 meters.
Yeah. So that's like that's a far distance for something to fall.
It's like
Which is
90
very
and some
scary.
change.
Yeah. Very, very scary. But could you imagine, like, um being out in your field and seeing this coming towards you?
No thanks.
Like, where do you run from that? Like, your brain processes, I must run directly away, when it's like, really, you should run sideways? But, like, your brain's not gonna think that.
No. No. No, not at all. Let's
Oh my goodness, like, I can see the stream on my other monitor, and it's just like, oh, seeing the clouds whiz by underneath it is just making me
It makes you feel sick.
Oh, I don't.
Um,
I'm
I
trying.
played.
I'm trying to be very gentle with my camera movement, because I could just jump off of this, but I really don't want to make anybody motion sick.
do it. Do it. Just give them a warning. Just be like, if you're gonna get motion sick, look away now,
No,
and then go.
motion sickness for people in video games is pretty intense.
It's bad, man. My partner just got an Oculus, and I feel very sick when I use it.
I love
I
the
feel very
Oculus.
ill. I get motion sickness. It is not nice.
I need to get my
Uh,
Quest VR and stream that.
yeah, yeah. If anybody wants to physically visit this eventually, um, cool. We have 15 people in here now. That is wicked. Thanks for coming, everybody. We're still here building away. I'm not building at all. I'm just up in the sky looking at everybody else doing work. But anyway, so this is the Admiralty House Twitch.
Oh, your audio is cutting out, Elsa.
Oh, Am I okay now?
Yep, all good.
Sort of. Okay. We're building the original structure that was the HM Wireless Station, which is where the museum is today, in Mount Pearl. So the original structure was a prefabricated building that was put up during the First World War as a top secret naval communications base. And it was many other things throughout its history, but we are focusing on the floor plans from when it was the naval base. So it was top secret, which is cool. The location was chosen because it was at the same elevation as Signal Hill. So you could send and receive messages very close to the sea or very close to the ocean really easily. And also so you could hide these big giant towers that you're looking at in the stream right now. There was 3 of them on the site, and they were 305 feet tall, or almost 93 meters, which is just a little bit shorter than the Statue of Liberty. I've never seen the Statue of Liberty in person, so I don't know. What's the tallest building everybody's seen?
Hmm. You know, I
Probably
actually
the
don't know.
CN Tower?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like all the other tall buildings are in like other continents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen the CN Tower.
I don't get out much.
What's the tallest building in Tennessee, Tyler?
Huh.
I'm looking up the answer, so this is officially a quiz.
It might be the AT&T Tower in Nashville. Like the AT&T like business building.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Do you want to know if you're correct?
Not particularly, but go ahead.
You are correct.
Oh, sweet.
Whoa. Good job. I think the tallest building I've seen is the same as Juliana, the CN Tower, probably. I've been other places, but I don't know if other places have taller buildings than that. What's the tallest building in the world right now?
Tim furiously typing.
Yeah.
I've
Instead
just
of
become
"Hey,
fascinated
Siri,
with like
hey,
tall
Tim."
buildings. Yeah.
Did you hear my joke?
No, sorry.
I said it worked. I said instead of "Hey Siri," it's "Hey Tim," and you said yeah.
The tallest building in the world right now, I cannot pronounce it and I'm scared to try.
Okay.
It is in Dubai and it is
Oh, the Burj Khalifa.
2,717 feet tall. That's
Yeah.
insane. That is crazy.
That's just too many feet.
Too many. No need.
Do we have any idea where this third tower goes?
Third tower, I think that we've just been thinking about tall buildings. Third tower, I think, is actually around where you have like the 305 foot marker. I think it might be back a bit further. Like I think it's like behind the museum a bit, but I think that like lines up properly. Just move it back.
So
Oh,
maybe where I'm
I just
standing.
found.
What'd you see, Tim?
So those of you guys at home can't see what I'm doing, but I'm going through our find some photos, and I'm just trying to make sure that I'm looking at the right one.
You might need to repeat yourself, Tim. You cut out for a second there.
Oh, sorry. I'm going through our archives right now and trying to find some. We've been blessed with some really fantastic collections, and yeah, I think Elsa is actually right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to,
I think that's where that one was.
Hold on, I'm doing some lumberjacking real quick. Clearing some trees.
The challenge is none of the photos that I found actually contain the third tower, but I found a photo taken from the third tower, so.
Yeah, that's still a pretty good indication of where it could possibly be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So about like where I am, Tim? Or
Wait, where are you?
or closer to where you are.
I still can't see where you are. Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, no, like I think your marker that you just randomly placed earlier is actually pretty spot on, I think.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
That's hilarious. Oh, that's neat. The shadow casts down, like all the way down here, so I can just kind of build around it.
I looked up what else is 305 feet tall.
What else is 305 feet tall?
Let's see. What buildings are... Okay, yeah, we got Hold on. I've been told wrong. Oh no, we're correct. Never mind. Statue of Liberty is 305 feet. I just read something wrong. It's like from the base, it's different. But yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, from the base it's actually only like I think 150 something.
Yeah.
Like the base is bigger than the actual statue, I believe.
Yeah.
Feel kind of ripped off.
I've only caught a glimpse of the Statue of Liberty. I was in New York for like a day and a night.
I saw it from Newark Airport one time.
I saw it from the ferry.
That's cool.
Yeah, I have I have like the faintest memory. I don't really remember even seeing it.
I've never been up in the CN Tower. I've been to Toronto many times in my life. Never been in it.
I went up as a kid.
Yeah.
It was fine.
I've always been really afraid of the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we have a comment saying that they have a bougie restaurant up there.
Sick. Has anybody ever eaten there?
No.
Definitely not.
I doubt they had bougie restaurants at the top of these towers.
Could you imagine?
A single table.
You can do like the tower walk too. Have you seen that? Like the thing where you can like go out on it. I imagine that that's what it felt like to do. But I guess they were just like straight up climbing up these towers with nothing. Maybe somebody call OHS. All of my staff are in the airport. Whoa, 16 people!
So to get all of the towers in frame, it almost completely blurs out the building itself.
Tyler, can you see where I am? I have them all in frame really well.
I just meant from an almost like straight up aerial
view. I have them all in, like, I have them all like a pretty good view, I think, anyway. But yeah, like, I just think it's really funny, like, getting on the tower and being like, I'm gonna take a photo from here, guys. Let's do it. Cool.
This is wild.
Yeah, it's so tall. And like when you're up here, the photo sort of makes sense too, which is wild, which is why you do this kind of like historical recreations of things like this to get like the vibe. And I know it's in Minecraft, so it's a little different, but in real life, the towers are round as well. They're not square. Nobody wants to know, but we are in Minecraft.
Yeah, if I was gonna make them round, they would be way larger than scale.
Yeah, they'd be real big. Oh yeah, look at that photo. It's huge.
Wild.
Yeah. There was one time when I was playing, I was in Toronto actually, and this was before we had that game place. What's it called? The game place in the mall. Oh my god. Anyway, before we had one of those here, and there was a Ghostbusters VR game that we played, and you like were on a rickety bridge, and like you walked through the whole thing, and like there were props, and anyway, it was so cool. But I did feel sick. You walked over this like rickety bridge, like in between, like on the Empire State Building, and it made me want to throw up. I felt ill.
Tim's pelting me.
And
with
I
questions.
also played a Santa simulator one time that made me feel sick.
Oh, that sounds cool. Not the sick part.
No. It's just like it's so high up and you're just going. Yeah, so we did the towers really fast. Do we want to do a room or two now in the building and talk about some other museum-y building-y stuff?
Tim is pelting snowballs from the top of the tower. I'm no physicist, but I'm pretty sure that might kill me.
I just every time I do it, I get major. Oh my goodness. Was it Saints Row 4 where you got the superpowers and just
Yeah.
fall damage is no longer a thing?
Yeah, that was Saints Row 4. Alright, so what rooms do we want to do?
Why don't we
Do we
do
want to
the
just like start putting up the walls and then do the rooms all like as interior bits?
Yeah, let's get those walls up, and then we can talk about the walls and what they were made of
Oh, yeah,
as
cool.
well.
Did we ever decide what material we were going to use for those?
No, so we can talk about that now. So the walls for the building were supposed to be sort of soundproof, and they were made out of this medieval building technique that was called wattle and daub. It consists of like bamboo or sticks and cement or mud or whatever all mucked together, and it creates like a very solid wall. If we open anytime soon, I suggest you come on in and to the museum and you knock on some of the walls, and you can tell the difference between the wattle and daub and like the modern walls that we have put up, because you can hear it. The wattle and daub sounds really firm, and the other walls, the modern walls, are hollow, like drywall or whatever. It makes internet so hard in the museum.
Wi-Fi extender now.
It's like slightly like soundproofing isn't so bad, whatever. Do not mind. But if anybody like lives in old houses in Newfoundland either, or like anybody has plaster walls in their homes in like downtown St. John's or anything, you know how hard it is to like make internet travel. And wattle and daub makes it so incredibly difficult for internet to get through. It is wild.
Yeah, like my like where I usually work, I don't think it's very far from the Wi-Fi router, but like, oh, it's rough.
It's brutal, yeah. It's fine in my office. The router is in my office. But yeah, if you like travel to any other part of the building that isn't the front end or I guess the end where my office is, the back end, you're not gonna have very good internet. So yeah, we're working with Minecraft materials, so we're trying to figure out what we should use. And I think we sort of what did we land on?
Well, because the closest thing structure-wise that's in Minecraft would probably be like terracotta.
Yeah.
But it doesn't aesthetically fit.
Yeah, what it would have looked.
But also, do we know what the interior walls of the communication station looked like? Were they painted? Were they?
So there are some photos. What the interior walls looked like were the wall for the Sonra room at the museum.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was white or not, but the wattle and daub itself is like pretty gray. Gray off-white. But yeah, I think that terracotta makes sense in terms of structure, except there's no bamboo in between it.
Right.
But for visual purposes, something more beige. If that makes tan, yeah, there we go.
I mean, there is the smooth sandstone.
Yeah. That might be the one. What about a block of gold? Um,
There's the white terracotta.
Because
ooh.
it's like it's not white,
Yeah.
but it's very much like human skin color, like
Yeah,
Caucasian
very
skin color.
pinky.
Where's the white terracotta? I don't see it.
I've got a block of it placed down here. If you up in the sky somewhere. Where are you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I can see it. I have the stream on the other.
Oh yeah.
I have my windows split.
It's very like Caucasian person skin color.
There's a
What?
bone block.
Bone. Are we gonna build this building in a bone?
I mean, it is more of like an off-white.
Yeah.
That is
Why
so
is there,
metal. I can't handle it.
why is there bone?
And like the marrow or whatever could be like the wattle and daub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There we go. I like
I think
that.
the color is pretty spot on for what we want, though.
Yeah, it is. I like it.
That is
Incredible.
all right.
Love it. It's the right color.
The sound the bone makes when you place it down is very unsettling.
But this building was also a prefab building, so I think I said it in the last stream, and I may have said it earlier too. The building itself was like one of those Sears homes, not quite as easy to put together as the Sears homes. It certainly still like required quite a bit of construction. But it would have come like with its pieces sort of already ready to go. Oh my gosh, the bone is so wild. It's the right color though.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on. If we're going for like the sauna room vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks right.
It's so unsettling.
Yeah, but like it's sort of, I think Juliana's right. Like it sort of is like the inside sort of represents the bamboo.
Oh no, absolutely. It
If we're
definitely
doing it
does.
that way, it works that way. Looks great. Can't wait to put stuff in here. From photos as well. We'll be figuring that all out from photos too.
And then of course we can go along the outside and add in an exterior layer that would better match the exterior of the building.
Yeah, the exterior was like paneling sort of. Yeah, it really looks like the museum. It's wild. Like I can picture walking in and going through, and it's really cool. So cool. Good job, everybody.
I know it's gonna be really weird going back to the museum and being like, oh yeah, I built this in Minecraft.
Too bad the walls aren't made out of bone anymore.
That we know of.
Just makes me think of like you hear all the stories about. I'm trying to remember what religious order it was that would like make holches with bones. Like,
Capuchins.
the Capuchins. Oh, classic.
Capuchin monks. Yeah, that stuff's wild. Super cool. I went to one of the, I forget what the chapel was called, but I went to one in Rome, and it was so cool. It was very, very cool. Super, super cool. I thought it was really sad though, in this place, where they had like most of the people, actually no, all the people who I guess ended up as skeletons in this building, in this I guess like religious art piece. They like consented to it obviously, and like the Capuchins, these monks, were the ones who were becoming this, I guess. And there was a law at some point where they were like, no more people can be put on the walls, like no more skeletons can be put on the walls. And there's like burials where they were like waiting for obviously the body to deteriorate, and there's people still waiting, and they're never gonna get put up.
Oh no.
And I think that's a little sad.
That is very sad.
if you were waiting to be, put up somewhere as a skeleton.
Can you imagine though? Like you're asking, like, "Oh, can I get?"
Oh, Tim, you're
dazzled
gone.
with that fun?
Your audio cut out again, Tim.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. But can you imagine just asking, like, "Oh, I'd like my room to be made a little off."
Oh, still
Brother
cutting out.
You're dipping out again, Tim. If anything, though,
Ugh.
this perfectly illustrates what Elsa was saying earlier about Newfoundland internet.
Yeah. My grandparents live in Kappa Hayden, and they had like dial-up up until like maybe 5 years ago or something. It was wild. It was like a long time coming to not have dial-up.
That is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
I splurge on internet. That's that's one of my major expenses. And even still, it's not great.
Yeah.
See, we also pay for like the really fast, nice internet, but as you can see, it's not worth it.
It happens.
Yeah, those colors make sense. I like these walls. Looking great, folks.
I haven't been thinking about doors, and I've just been building. I guess everyone else has. Okay, good.
Yeah, no,
Well,
that's
basically
fine,
because
we can go back through and
Yeah.
we'll have to place in windows and stuff like that too. So
Mm-hmm. I like the idea of like filling everything in right now too, and getting like the aerial shot,
yeah.
which is cool. Oh my gosh, I'm in a cloud. The clouds really obstruct the view when the towers are so freaking tall.
because everything looks cloudy.
Like I can't. The cloud is fully covering it, like from where I am.
Oh yeah, you're way up there.
Yeah, because I don't help build. I just float around in the sky.
There's this nice little hole in the clouds. That's wild.
Yeah.
Also, just throwing it out. If anybody in the comment section has any questions or comments or ideas, fire them away.
Yeah, absolutely. We will do our best to answer them.
Concerns, perhaps? I'm kidding. Please don't report your concerns here. Actually, if you have concerns, you're welcome to express.
I had an instructor once who did like religious studies courses, and he'd always say that at the end of every comments, concerns, queries, weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Oh, gnashing of teeth is my least favorite medieval description of bad
Mourning.
things. Yeah. Oh.
This really
Sounds-
does look like a building made of bones now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's weird because now you can actually get on the ground and walk through it, and it's like,
Boom.
like it's exciting, but also like the walls are made out of bones.
The walls are very much made out of bones.
Has anybody ever watched, and I don't know if anybody's ever watched it, has anybody ever watched I Think You Should Leave? Anybody? It's a sketch show on Netflix.
I've seen a few clips of it.
I'm just thinking of Bones, because there's a very funny sketch involving bones and skeletons.
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's so funny. I love it so much. It's required of your job. I'm kidding.
I just finished part 1 of the new Masters of the Universe show.
Oh, nice. How was it?
It was pretty good. Anything that Mark Hamill has a hand in, I'm all about.
Yeah. I really like when Mark Hamill does bad guys.
Yep. Yeah, well, he was the voice of Skeletor, so.
Yeah.
He's a very good villain.
He's a very good Joker.
Yeah. He's my favorite Joker.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. There shouldn't be any other Jokers, IMO.
Just only him.
Yeah.
Just retcon all the other Jokers,
Only
like going back over old ones and just voicing him over it.
We live in a society, okay, guys?
I would love to. I would love to watch like a fan edit of like a Mark Hamill voice bot replacing all of Joaquin Phoenix's lines in Joker. That would be hilarious.
I haven't seen it yet, and at this point, I feel kind of too scared to see it. In terms of like, I'm so behind the times.
I have not seen it either. I refused. But
You
I'm
don't
also
need to see it.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so next plans, because we've got the walls up now.
Man, this is so fast.
Yeah, this isn't
and I'm
taking
not.
nearly as long as I thought it would.
No. How tall are the walls currently?
Currently they're only 2 blocks tall. They should probably be taller.
Yeah, let's
especially
do one more layer of wall. 2 more.
We're gonna need a lot of dead monks for that.
So educational.
Minecraft is a totally valid educational tool.
I agree. I just think it's funny that we're using bone, but it does make sense and it looks right.
It does.
I think that we need to petition Minecraft to put Waddle and Daub in their game.
I mean, I could also probably just make a mod pack.
With Waddle and Daub.
Yeah.
Listen here, Mojang. I know you've given me quality entertainment with no paid DLCs or microtransactions for the last 15 years, but I demand Waddle and Daub.
My partner also recommended Mushroom Block, which has a very
Mushroom block
similar
they're very good.
inside. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Once I saw it, I was like,
I didn't
yeah,
even
this
think
would have
of
been better than Bone.
But Bone's cooler.
Are you sure? Bone is pretty cool.
Bone is very cool.
Yeah, it's sturdier than a mushroom building, at least.
Yeah, but less delicious.
What are we? Toads?
But like also too, if they found out that our walls were made out of fungi, we'd probably get shut down. So
Yes, we are very sensitive to that kind of stuff in a museum setting. So in museums, you really have to be careful for everybody watching. You'd be careful about what you bring in, what you bring out, about this kind of thing. So artifacts don't get ruined, and the museum doesn't get ruined. And it's especially important because our museum is also a designated heritage structure. So we have to take extra good care of it. Yeah. So no, don't bring any ants in the museum.
Do you want ants? 'Cause that's how you get ants.
when you beat me to the chase. I
Don't
say
leave
that.
food around. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, I quote that all the time. Do you people want ants?
So should we do this higher? Because I mean, we do have pretty high ceilings in the museum.
We do have well, that's the thing. Like the ceilings are pretty high, and I think the walls are actually quite a bit taller than what we currently have.
Well, the thing is, the ceilings are vaulted, right?
Yeah.
So they're actually significantly taller in the center, but then when you get out towards the edge, it's actually not that high.
Well, but think about how high
Although
the
it still
walls
is,
are.
though.
Think about think about when we were applying the like wall hooks to in the Mount Pearl room.
Or even like when we were putting stuff up. Yeah, no, they are pretty high, aren't they? It's true.
I have a friend who just texted me. This has nothing to do with the museum. A friend who's watching us currently wants me to say on stream that he should be allowed to get a puppy. I have a feeling like his partner might be on the stream as well, and he wants confirmation that he should get a puppy. Anyway, sorry to interrupt from the educational content.
No, I think that's a totally valid, a totally valid interruption.
Okay, vaulted ceilings.
Well, no. Like, let's circle back. Like, this person needs a puppy. I think that's a very valid point.
I think I need another cat. This is a
Put it in
message
the
to me.
stream. Will it? Make it happen.
This is a message to me and my partner, who may also be watching. I do not know.
This is a message to my landlord, who may also be watching. Let me get a cat.
I don't have anyone watching. Oof.
We're watching, Tim.
That's a lie. I shamelessly self-promote.
I also think that I should get a puppy. Throwing it out there. I have a dog already, but 2 dogs never hurt anybody.
And Buffy could always use a friend.
I think she could too, honestly. It looks so good!
I'm really pleased with how this is turning out.
I'm just trying to figure out where the center of the vault would be, because we could even start, the vaulting.
This is true.
Like, I'm gonna go look up pictures.
Yeah, so I guess like next we had to figure out how to do vaulted ceilings.
Yeah?
My guess is using staircases, maybe?
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
In Minecraft, anyway.
Staircase?
Yeah, in Minecraft.
But like I'm just floating here. Do we need a staircase if I'm just floating?
No, staircases, like stair blocks for the ceiling, or for the roof.
Oh my god, I am so out of the loop. I am so sorry, everybody. Oh my god. It's like, but we can float. We can float. It's Minecraft. Duh.
It's okay.
It's for the aesthetic, Elsa.
We don't need stairs. I can float.
I'm just... It just makes me think of that meme with Steve Buscemi when he's like, "Hello, fellow youngins."
Yeah.
Hello, fellow teens, or
Yes.
people, or whatever he says. It's funny, because we're actually a very young staff.
Yeah, it's true. I'm 30 though.
2, 1. I just... I'm at that point now where it's like, don't think about your age, don't think about your age.
You're not 30.
I'm almost. I'm at that stage where I like lie in bed at night and then I think about the fact that it's like I'm only a couple of years away from 30 and it's like slowly drifting into an existential crisis.
You know what I think is really sad is that Henry Candy died at 21.
That is really sad, and absolutely...
I know, it's really sad. For anybody listening, Henry Candy was a naval reservist who worked at the HM Wireless Station, and an operator. And he was an operator, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. And he died. He's the only casualty that's ever happened at the museum. Or, well, it wasn't a museum at the time, at the HM Wireless Station. I guess it could have almost been 2 if one of the towers fell on somebody. But but he was only 21 years old and he died of electrocution, which is horrifying. There was an obituary put in the paper, and it's so wild. The obituary like described what happened to him, which would never happen in a newspaper today, I don't think, in such graphic detail. But in the obituary, it specifically said that his hand was split in 2.
Yeah, absolutely just wild.
I can't imagine, like, going outside, picking up my newspaper, coming back in, sitting down, drinking my cup of Tetley, and then reading that. But, like, were all obituaries like that? Is that what we were just used to?
That's honestly a very good question.
I mean, people didn't have TV back then. This was their entertainment.
True? I
I
guess,
was
like,
at-
funerals are like that. What were you saying, Juliana?
Oh, I was just gonna say I was like working from the museum today, and every time I like touched a light switch, my hand would get shocked, and I would just think, "Oh, Henry." Like,
Don't let his ghost hear you.
That's
One-
horrid.
I'm very
One of
nice
the
to Henry's ghost.
yeah, I think most of us are pretty nice. One of the former managers of Admiralty House, not recently, she had like an assessment, a paranormal assessment done on the museum, and they did say it was haunted.
They said spiritually active specifically. Let's not go straight to haunted.
I think it's just a nicer way of saying something's haunted.
It absolutely is.
It's like a less creepy way. Like, probably no demons, but
Well, like,
spiritually active.
haunted to me immediately goes to like malignant spirits. We're all gonna die.
No. Nah, it's fine. It is pretty spooky at night though, like if you leave the museum by yourself in the dark.
Oh yeah, no, it's terrifying. I've worked
Pretty scary.
because I did those late, some of those late, uh, just kind of supervisory shifts, and
Oh yeah.
they are
For a
unsettling to say the least.
Oh, I've called my mom on more than one occasion to close
Yeah.
the museum at night.
That's why I bring my dog at night. If I have to be there late.
Buffy would definitely fight a ghost. Not
And
that I think she would have to. I think Henry's generally pretty agreeable.
um
Or he's
Yeah.
bitter after years of us making jokes. You choose.
Thanks, Juliana. You've invoked his wrath.
yeah, I've never been shocked in the museum before, so
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He found a new
you
favorite.
don't remember from the health and safety thing to leave a sacrifice? You don't remember that part?
Shoot, I
Okay.
forgot.
Yeah. It's in the tutorial, gosh.
Gotta go kill a sheep, I guess.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say leave a loaf of potato bread, but
Oh, I can do
Also
that too.
I feel like that's a much more acceptable sacrifice.
But what do you think you would really prefer?
Definitely the potato bread. I'm not gonna steal it and eat it or anything.
I
I
mean,
think
did
he-
you see what they ate? He's probably a hungry boy. Like,
We should get him Taco Bell.
Yes.
yes. St. John, Rude on the street of St. John's is getting a taco. I am very okay with this.
So our stream is almost up. We got a few minutes left. I'm up in the sky. It looks like you folks are building a pyramid. Sorry.
I think it's the vaulting.
Ah, cool. So the vaulting that's in the museum currently is still the original ceiling stuff, which is pretty cool. A lot of it's still original, but that's something that like you can see when you visit, if you feel like visiting.
Which you definitely should. When
Definitely
it's safe-
what?
Which you definitely should when it's safe to do so.
Yeah. Ooh, gorgeous floors.
I thought this was the closest to what we've actually got in the.
Yeah, it definitely is. And the floor would have been like currently the museum is carpeted. But there are some rooms like the sauna room and the naval reservist room in the museum that have the original wooden flooring.
And the commanding officer's sitting room also still has the original flooring, right?
No,
I have a
that's
question.
that's modern.
Oh, okay.
What
We
is
have a
up?
question.
What is your question?
Sorry, we have a question about how much of the building is original.
The full building itself is mostly original. There's quite a bit of like the Mount Pearl room is a rebuild, which is like a exhibit that we have off to the side of the building. There's also like the hallways and everything are all original. A lot of the rooms, like the walls have been knocked down and repurposed. I think quite a bit of change happened when it became a house. So it was like a farmhouse. People lived in the area for a little while, and then quite a bit more change happened when it became NL. the NL housing office, I suppose. But right now, like I said before, if you go into the museum and you knock on the walls, you can tell which ones are the Wattle and Daub walls and which ones are the newer walls, probably Gyprock or something. From how they sound. So when you knock on the Wattle and Daub, it's really hard. But like it's a firm sound. But when you knock on the modern walls, it's like a hollowy sound, obviously, because Wattle and Daub is not hollow. There's been a lot of renovations over the years, like the siding's been replaced on the building, among other things. But the ceiling, like the trellises in the ceiling, are all original, and you can certainly tell, and they're actually all in pretty good shape. Does that answer some of that question?
I think so.
Cool.
Oh, and something I did notice is this wall needs to come back, I think, one more.
Yeah, I'm just starting on that. Or no, maybe not.
So it is 8 o'clock now, and this is generally when we close the stream, but if people still want to stick on, they're welcome to stick on. We can hold off until whatever we're currently working on is totally finished. Just a few minutes. But thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. I'm really happy with this program we've been doing, and it's a really cool thing to do while we can't physically be in the space. So thanks. We will be back next week. I'm not sure what we're building next week. I guess we'll probably do the interiors next week. Among some other things.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe see if we can find blueprints for the other building, because there were 2 buildings. And maybe eventually, because sprung greenhouse is a hot topic right now in a different area of our realm, we can try to recreate sprung greenhouse.
Absolutely.
Which would be really funny. Okay, so thanks so much. I think, are you folks going to keep going, or what's the plan?
Do you guys want to keep going, or do you want to call it, or?
There's the part of me that just wants to finish this part, because I feel like if we come back next week, we're gonna be like, what?
It's something to talk about next week.
Oh, thanks for the follow. We got a new
Yay!
follower.
That's exciting.
Oh,
But yeah.
another new follower. Thank you.
Whoa! That's pretty cool.
Hello. I just noticed someone new in the chat. I appreciate your presence. Hello. I always get excited when I see new names. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but I like that you're here.
I like that everybody's here.
I'm really happy that we're doing this. I think it's really cool and a very interesting way to engage with the public.
It was your idea, my friend. It was such a brilliant idea, so great job.
Oh yeah, now I just feel like I was tooting my own horn, but I wasn't intentionally.
But it was a great idea. And it's fun to play Minecraft at work.
It is very fun to get paid to play Minecraft.
Yeah. Feel like a real gamer.
Yeah.
So are we pro gamers now?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty safe.
Put that on the website. In all of our profiles, pro gamer.
That's gonna go on all of our. We'll have to update our blog posts, our staff blog posts.
Everybody's a pro gamer now. Cool.
And here my parents thought I'd never make it.
Here we are, gamers. Rising up. Gamers rise up. Sorry. But yeah, if folks enjoyed this today, you can join us again next week. We will continue to build stuff, and hopefully, eventually, we will open this up and you can come visit it. But with restrictions, obviously, because everybody worked really hard on this, and we don't want you to break it.
Well, so if we open it up, we can do several things. We could release it as a world download, where people can just download the world uh, onto their own computers, and they could just kind of have their own little like single player uh, look around. We could release it as a larger server where multiple people could get in and like kind of check it out individually, or not individually, but like as a group. In which case, it would probably be better to set some restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there are options of what we can do.
Cool. Will we shut her down?
Yeah, you guys want to call it?
Sure.
Yeah. So thanks so much again for everybody who tuned in. We really appreciate it. We miss being in the museum, and this has really sort of filled that void, I suppose, for us, which is nice. So thanks for coming. See you next week on Thursday at 7 p.m. for more.
7 p.m.
Bye.
Newfoundland time.
Yes, Newfoundland time. 7 p.m. Newfoundland time.
Bye,
Okay.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Make good choices.